Welcome back, focused learners, to today's explainer. Our goal today is incredibly specific, but honestly, it's universally applicable. We are going to completely demystify three tiny but immensely powerful words that literally hold the English language together. We're talking about prepositions, and specifically, the essential trio of, to, and for.
Okay, let's dive into this. Listen to this sentence for a second. I slept blank only 2 hours last night. Your choices are of, to, or for. So which one is it? It seems so incredibly simple, right? But these little connective words, they actually trip up even the most seasoned communicators all the time. By the end of this explainer, filling in blanks like this isn't going to be some random guessing game for you anymore. It'll be a precise, logical choice, because mastering these words is absolutely essential for flawless communication.
Here is our roadmap for today's journey. 1. Meet the essential trio. 2. Mastering the preposition of. 3. Mastering the preposition to. 4. Mastering the preposition for. And we'll wrap it up with number 5, the ultimate preposition quiz.
Let's start with section 1. Meet the essential trio.
You know, while of, to, and for might seem super small, they're just 2 or 3 letters each, they are absolutely the unsung heroes of your sentences. They do practically all the heavy lifting. They dictate belonging, they show direction, and they establish purpose. And when you finally stop just kind of guessing and start truly understanding exactly how and why they function, you'll literally elevate your writing from just good to absolutely flawless.
Moving right along to section 2, mastering the preposition of.
To really master of, we have to understand that it fundamentally performs 3 distinct jobs in the English language. First, we use it for belonging or relating to something. Second, we use it to indicate a specific reference. Or third, we use it to express an exact amount or number. Keeping these 3 rules in mind gives you the absolute perfect filter for knowing exactly when to use it.
And this brilliantly illustrates our first rule, belonging. Read that quote. The secret of this game is that you can't ever win. It's kind of like a punchy, dramatic mini vignette about a rigged game, isn't it? But look at the grammar underlying it. The secret actually belongs to the game. It is a secret of this game. You see this everywhere once you start looking, like the highlight of the show is at the end. The highlight belongs to the show. Or, that's the bag of my friend's sister. The bag belongs to the sister. It's all about that core connection and possession.
Now think about the second and third rules in rapid succession. First up, of anchors us to specific references. This is a picture of my family. The family is our reference point. Or if I tell you I got married in the summer of 2000, the year 2000 is that specific reference. Same goes for a discount of 10%. Then shift over to how we use it for amounts. 3 cups of milk, a perfect score of 5. Or if you're completely exhausted, I had only 4 hours of sleep. In every single one of these cases, of is connecting the noun directly to its exact measurement.
All right, section 3, mastering the preposition to.
So, where of was all about belonging and amounts, to is a word of motion and connection. It actually takes on 4 vastly different jobs. It indicates direction toward a place or a person. It can indicate a limit or hard ending point. It points out a relationship. And finally, it defines a specific time or time period.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the contrast between 2 very different types of physical reality here. First, think of a fun journey. All of us went to the movie theater. You are physically moving toward a destination. It's just like saying the package was mailed to Mr. Kim. But then we juxtapose that against an extreme physical limit. The snow was piled up to the roof. See, the roof is the stopping point, the absolute boundary. And the exact same logic applies financially. If stock prices rose up to $100, that $100 is the hard mathematical ceiling. But beyond just physical limits, to also governs relationships and time. I like to think of these as little mini mysteries. Take a look. My answer to your question is in this envelope. The answer has a direct relationship to the question. Or, this letter is very important to your admission. Then let's look at the ticking clock of a normal workday. I work 9 to 6, Monday to Friday. It creates a perfectly defined span of time. Even when you look at a clock on the wall and say, it is now 10 to 5, you are actively calculating the time remaining until that hour arrives.
Moving into section 4, mastering the preposition for.
Okay, prepare your brain for a slight shift in logic here. For isn't about movement like to, and it isn't about belonging like of. Instead,
For is deeply tied to purpose. As the structural rules outline, we use for to indicate the use of something, to express the meaning of because of, or to show the duration of time.
Let's move to and see how this builds our understanding of intentionality. First up, let's look at purpose or use. I baked a cake for your birthday. That cake's entire existence has a specific use. Just like saying, I put a note on the door for privacy, or this place is for exhibitions and shows. Now, contrast that entirely with reason, or the idea of because of. I've decided to quit this job for this reason, or we feel deeply sorry for your loss. In these examples, the preposition grounds the action in its underlying cause.
And finally, for measures the lifespan of a state or an action. Look at this example. He's been famous for many decades. It clearly shows time and duration. It really doesn't matter if it's decades of fame, or if you're explaining, I attended the university for 1 year only. Or, honestly, even if you're wrapping up a big presentation by saying, this is all I have for today. In all of these scenarios, for carefully frames the duration of the event.
Which brings us to Section 5, the ultimate preposition quiz. We've studied the blueprints, folks. It is time to transition from theory to actual practice. You are no longer just a passive listener today. You are now an active game participant. Let's do this.
I am going to guide you through these first 3 rapid-fire questions. I want you to mentally lock in your answers before I reveal them, okay? Sentence 1, it was my first trip, blank, Hawaii. Are we moving toward a place? Yes, we are. So it is to Hawaii. Sentence 2, turn off the TV and go straight blank bed. Again, direction toward a place. So the answer is to bed. Sentence 3, I was late, blank, school. Now think about this one. Are we showing direction, or are we showing a reason or association with an event? The correct answer is late for school. Got it? Let's keep that gamified energy high for the final 3 questions. Sentence 4. This book was written blank the people who want to learn how to play guitar. What is the use or the purpose of the book? Well, it was written for the people. Sentence 5. Spencer is one blank my best friends. This is a relationship of belonging to a group, so Spencer is one of my best friends. And finally, the exact question we open this explainer with. I slept blank only 2 hours last night. Here we are indicating a specific duration of time, so you can proudly lock in the answer, I slept for only 2 hours last night. Congratulate yourself, you just successfully applied your brand new toolkit.
So the crucial point is this. We so often obsess over the big, flashy vocabulary words in our writing, but it's actually the structural glue, words like of, to, and for, that determine whether our sentences hold together beautifully or just fall apart. Think about it. How much clearer, how much more precise will your communication be now that you've stopped guessing and started intentionally deploying these tiny essential building blocks? I really hope you take these rules with you into every single email, essay, and conversation from here on out. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.